What's that? I'm bringing it back. Check out this video you guys sent me on Discord. See what's going down. It said Trump versus Somalis. That's crazy. Somalis.
Terrorizing this nation. We are helping it thrive. Somalis have always seen themselves as a fabric of this nation. So not only are we not going anywhere, we are not going to allow anybody to make us feel less Minnesotan or less American.
Yeah, this is getting crazy. They got the police chief out in Minnesota, ladies and gentlemen, because Somalis have been caught, right? The refugees, so-called, have been caught in fraud and scam and literally funneling money back to Al-Shabaab, a terrorist organization in Somalia, using taxpayer dollars. And now they're literally on camera with the police chief addressing and asking for forgiveness. You guys got to check this out. So what happened here, a lot of people have a criticism. A group of Somalis literally were speaking in their native language, and then they had to translate over live on TV. And then the police chief took over to say this. Take a look at this wild and bizarre exchange to where he says these problems must be addressed because they don't want to go back home and be sent back.
Nick, go home. If you ain't from here, take your ass on. No, we got to address this problem so they can stay. No. Nah, I don't think so.
These are people that claim refuge to say that they're fleeing Somalia, but yet there are fraud and scams being literally orchestrated to send money back to Somalia. So what is the truth here? Should they be sent back home? Well, here we go.
The Somali community here in Minneapolis has been welcoming and has shown love towards me, and I appreciate it. Over the last 3 years, we have been working together to try and address some of the real serious problems that we have in our community. We have to be honest at times with the problems that we're having in our community, and we need our community to help us fix those problems together because it's real and it's serious.
Bitch, this ain't their community. What are we talking? I hope he's not saying that. He wants us to fix their shit. This ain't their community. They not a part of the community. What are we talking about? That sounds crazy.
At the same time, if people have taken anything that I have said out of context in a way that's caused harm, I apologize and I'm sorry for that because that's not my intention at all.
So he is apologizing because they got caught scamming, and all of these things are happening under Tim Walz's watch that Trump is calling them out for. And now you have the police chief apologizing for exposing the crimes that have happened. I mean, take a look at this. Breaking: Minnesota Police Chief O'Hara asked for forgiveness for exposing the reality of Somali criminal activity in Minneapolis. He has a Somalian translator as he apologizes.
He could go with him. He could go take him with y'all. Take him back home with y'all.
For enforcing the law. This entire thing is just insane.
So crazy.
So I was reading more and more into this, and this thing gets actually crazy because this is again all happening on the Tim Walz watch. So here's where things get very, very crazy. I want to, for those who actually don't even know, these are thousands of voters and a lot of people who are again worried about being sent back and being literally taken into consideration to be deported by the Trump administration because of the scamming that is going on, and Trump literally took unto his own. If you don't believe me, well, let's just look at this.
Tonight, the legal status of some in Minnesota's Somali community is in question after President Trump announced last night he was terminating temporary protected status for Somali migrants in Minnesota due to fraudulent activity in the state. Now there are calls for the president to reconsider the action. Our Richard Reeves speaking with people who are directly impacted about their concerns, Rich.
Yeah, Callan, people in the Somali community definitely worried tonight. Our state has the largest Somali population in the country. The last count from Minnesota Compass showing nearly 80,000 people. It's estimated less than 1% have TPS. Still, there are fears about the future.
So this has been very scary. A lot of people are very fearful.
Board member Ilhan Omar says there are several members here who are in the TPS Somali program. Some have lived in Minnesota a decade or more. The notion that President Trump might terminate the program has many worried.
At this moment, the only thing that can defend is the court of law. That's the only thing that can defend us.
He said, I don't know where I go.
We spoke on the phone with a Minneapolis woman whose niece fled Somalia 2 years ago. She says the 23-year-old now has TPS status, but unsure about the future. Is she afraid she might be?
Take your ass home. I hate to sound cold, but you know what? I don't care if I sound cold-blooded. Go home. Go home. Just go.
Taken out of the U.S. and sent back to Somalia?
He said yes, because Somalia is scared of something, so still I'm scared to go there.
For TPS holders, this is their worst nightmare.
Jaylan?
I mean, let's be very honest here. This is the same thing that I say about immigrants who have crossed the border, right? People who have come to the United States to seek refuge from Venezuela or seek refuge, as they say. And then they come here and then they literally commit murders and robbery. I mean, it just a fraction, even if it's just a fraction of it, it causes a massive panic between Americans and safety and about the border and about who's coming in to the United States of America. So imagine that you are a Somalian coming into the United States and now you're finding out that there's hundreds of millions of dollars being scammed by your own people that allegedly came here to seek a better life and flat out taken over 80,000+, going on 100,000 of you. And a lot of them are committing millions and millions of fraud. And with taxpayer money, taxpayers are literally mad and sick of this. This gets even crazier. Keep listening to this, guys.
Ali Hussein with the Council on American Islamic Relations fears families will be torn apart. Children born in the U.S. are citizens, while their parents may have TPS status.
So most of the families impacted are mixed status, or some citizens, some on their way to being citizens. So this will definitely be a family separation policy.
The aunt of that 23-year-old says she hopes President Trump will have a change of heart.
I wish he changed his mind or what he's saying, because America is a dreamland and everybody wants to stay, and we want to stay the people.
Supporters say the TPS program is a...
You can't just come here and be like, yeah, this is mine now. We want to stay. Nah, nigga, that's not how that work. That's not how that work, bro. That was good. So I could just go anywhere I want, like, I could just go to another country. No, I'm here now. Can't remove me. I'm staying. Nah, you can't do that.
Lifeline and a legal pathway to residency in the U.S. Hussein notes that the Department of Homeland Security has not yet formally terminated the program, and there could be legal challenges. That 23-year-old woman we mentioned in the story says she's already seeking advice of an attorney, Callan.
Okay.
So it is getting messy. Thousands of people literally are panicking over this. But this thing gets, again, it just keeps getting crazier and crazier, because a lot of people in the United States of America already believe that there has already been a Somali takeover, that these people who claim refuge are actually trying to take over. They didn't come to assimilate. They came to take over. They came to bring their religion, bring their culture. They did not come to assimilate to Western culture or Western values. That is a lot of the critiques of many Americans, taxpaying Americans, to then find out that a lot of these Somalis are committing scams with the hundreds of millions using taxpayer money. So that's what's happening here. And I ran into this gets even crazier. The mass fraud continues in Tim Walz's Minnesota, as a 77th person named Osman Kamara was charged for fraud, bribery, and money laundering. He claimed to feed 1,000 kids per day at a grocery store, but he was actually stealing over $1 million in federal dollars. What is going on in Minnesota? Many people are calling for Ilhan Omar to say something about this. Many people are calling for Tim Walz to say something about this, but yet we have heard nothing. Take a listen to the story.
To grow. On Thursday, the Department of Justice filed a 9-count indictment against Usman Kamara, the 45-year-old now charged with wire fraud, bribery, and money laundering. Federal prosecutors say that he owned a small grocery store in North Minneapolis and claimed to be feeding 1,000 kids a day, 7 days a week during the pandemic. Kamara, who allegedly claimed more than $1 million in reimbursements, sent about $100,000 overseas, and he is just the latest to be charged. Earlier this year, Amy Bach, the executive director and founder of Feeding Our Future, was convicted of orchestrating the entire fraud scheme. Following a 6-week trial, it only took jurors 5 hours to convict Bach and her co-defendant, Salim Saeed. They were guilty on all counts, including conspiracy, wire fraud, and bribery. Now, Saeed was one of many meal site operators who collected millions in federal assistance. He falsely claimed to be serving meals to as many as 60,000 kids each day. A little perspective, that is twice the number of students enrolled in the entire Minneapolis public school district. Of the 77 people now charged in connection with Feeding Our...
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's nasty.
Yeah.
You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, yeah. You know your name. You
nasty as hell.
Future, 56 have pled guilty to their role in the scheme, and 7 others have been convicted in 2 separate trials.
So overall, 77. Now, this is on Fox 9 here on, I think this is, of course, in Minnesota. So this is hitting the mainstream. Mainstream is beginning to see what the heck is going on. Imagine coming again to a country to be super unthankful. Again, one of the main reasons why a lot of Americans get pissed off, even Americans who are immigrants. Yours are usually the ones who are pissed off the most because they believe that this is giving people who, again, became either naturalized,
Hold on, let me see what y'all saying. So BX, I've been watching all about the widows and kids of 9/11, and they still haven't been compensated. That's crazy. And the little they have, 65% of that money has been outsourced to hedge funds, banks, and the Caymans. Damn. Yeah, that's wild. Wow. So not surprised this is happening under Tim Walz state he is in charge of. It says a lot.
Or have been here for generations, and they believe that this has given them a terrible name. Even some immigrants, again, on X, calling for them to be sent home, for the programs to be ended, to get order in Minneapolis, Minnesota. But Tim Walz has yet to speak about this. Ilhan Omar, in utter terror, I think she posted a few tweets just saying that Trump is literally going after Somalis and he's a racist. But yet a lot of Black Americans, every race you can think about, immigrants who have, again, immigrated here, who, again, have been here for generations, proud Americans are saying, what the hell is going on in Minnesota? And why is this even being allowed? And why are people ignoring these types of stories? Christians have come out and said, hey, look at what's going on. There is some type of Islamic takeover, right? You got a lot of Muslims coming into the United States of America. They're not assimilating. They're literally bringing in, and again, the goal of Islam is to convert. The goal of Christianity, is it to convert? Many people would say that to each his own. Some people would say, oh, but we had people knock on our doors, which is Jehovah's Witnesses. But I'm going to be honest with you, Christianity does not try to convert, but yet they preach. But this has been a Christian nation for a very long time, at least from its values and from its foundings from the founders, exactly. So many could argue many different parts, but the real argument here is that now a lot of Ilhan Omar's supporters have and are surrendering and asking Trump for a chance to be able to stay and for a chance to not be targeted in this, because 77 people and even more in counting who happen to be Somali, who happen to be refugees, who happen to be immigrants who came into this country or will probably been here for about 10 years trying to be naturalized, are now taking the hit for exactly what those guys are doing. And that again is collateral damage, but many people again just saying send them all home. So that's what we're facing here. And it's getting
send they ass home. Yeah, that's where I stand on that. Send them home. Man, nothing they going through got nothing to do with us. Right? And I think that's the problem. America keep trying to save other people except for Americans. And you're like, we got veterans that's not taken care of. Right? The widows of 9/11. Yo, fam, mad people. Us, just American us. They rather take care of other people than the actual citizens. It's pretty crazy. And we're supposed to like show grace to these people that's not from here, taking money from here and doing fraud. Yeah, it's disgusting. But tell me what you guys think down in the comment section. Watch more videos. Hit the hype button or the like button.